Hey everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we have the Yakima Roof Rack system, and we'll take a look at how it fits our 2014 Infiniti Q50. If you want to carry around some fun accessories like bikes because you don't have a hitch on your vehicle, or you also want to carry around maybe kayaks or roof boxes for extra cargo space, what you first need is a roof rack system. So there are a couple fits for your vehicle. This is going to be the Yakima Roof Rack, which is ideal if you want something super sturdy, gives you more crossbar spread, and is great if you want to carry around longer items and as a roof rack that stays on your vehicle for a longer period of time. I have the 50-inch long JetStream crossbars here. This is the length recommended by Yakima, and if you want to, you can get longer and a slightly shorter crossbar. I actually recommend this length as well because it gives you some overhang, but not too much. From the tower to right before the end cap, that's 3 inches of space. And you do not want too much overhang with a sedan like this because then you're more likely to hit your head against the crossbar when getting into your vehicle. With a Yakima roof rack, you get a longer crossbar spread, which is good if you want to carry around, let's say, longer kayaks, or maybe you're carrying around ladders, things that need a longer base. So from one crossbar to the other, that's going to be 32 inches of distance. You're able to achieve this despite the slope of your vehicle because there's a lot more adjustability with the towers. And if you have a glass roof, then you want to make sure that you're definitely clearing it, which you do with this roof rack. So some measurements is from the roof to the bottom of the crossbar. I have 3 inches of clearance, and that's a good amount of clearance for things that have clamps that go around your roof rack. Even if you have U-bolts and wing nuts, you want to make sure there's enough space there. But the next measurement is the height added to the top of the roof. And I have it at about 3 inches, let's say 4¼ inches. So that's where your cargo sits. If you're carrying around skis with extra tall bindings, you want to make sure that there's enough clearance so the bindings don't hit your roof. And if there isn't, you can take a look at accessories that give you that extra height. The baseline towers are a sleek tower design that gave you that extra height. And if you have Yakima same key system lock cores, which are sold separately, you can fit those into the towers to match your other accessories. Now when you pinch on the tower end cap, you can take it off and see the inner workings of your tower. There's a lot of adjustability here. You do have tools included, so you don't need to grab any of your own. The weight capacity is 165 pounds. You do have aluminum crossbars here, which most of the roof rack brands have. Something unique to the JetStream bars though is that they have struts in the middle, which means that they have a true weight capacity. Even if you put a lot of weight in the center, you will not see it flex as much as your more affordable brands. They're also aerodynamic, designed to have less wind drag and wind noise on the road. So those were the main features of this roof rack. If you're still interested in it and you think it is the fit for you and your vehicle and whatever you want to carry, let's take a look at the installation process. The installation is a bit of a process because there's things like pitch and toe, and there's hooks with different numbers, pads with different numbers. That's what this video is for. I'm going to guide you through that process, so definitely take some time, go slow. I already installed the front crossbar. We will install the rear crossbar together. The first thing you want to do is to get your tower onto your crossbar. You're going to have this silver plate along with a plastic attachment. Plastic attachment goes in, silver plate goes in, and you thread it with the bolt underneath. To get access to that bolt, see how it's covered with that gray door? Well, the gray door is accessed at the back of your tower. So pull that, hear it click, and now you can see that bolt. So what I do is I keep it a little bit loose so that I can slide it through the crossbar. Take the end cap off and slide the tower through the track. But where do you put the towers? Well, printed on your crossbar are these little numbers. You're going to line up the end of the tower with the number you need it to be. In our case, rear crossbar M335. Before we tighten it down, we're going to set the pitch. This is going to be an important step. Have your crossbar with the center arrow facing away from you. So that's facing me right now. And once you find where that arrow is, that's where you can see which direction your pitch and toe should be. With the tower lined up to your distance, you're then going to adjust your pitch by just pivoting the tower back and forth. So you want to go to pitch C, which means that the bolt is closest to you. Once you've held it in that pitch, tighten it down with your included tool. Your tools have a torque setting, so you'll be using this for pretty much all the bolts you're tightening down. So keep turning until you can hear it click. This is set to 3.5 Newton meters. Now get the pad for your tower. So this has a bracket up top, a rubber pad on the bottom. Fortunately for this vehicle, all of the pads are the same number, so just get it where the arrow is facing out and away from the crossbar. Fit it over your tower and just push down till it clicks on both sides. Last step, adjust the toe, and this is going to be the pivot of the tower. So look down on the furthest away bolt, and we're going to slightly loosen this. They say by one turn, but I just need to make sure it's just enough that you can make adjustments. So to make adjustments, you hold on to that pad you just installed, and you turn that pad by twisting it. So notice how this lever on the inside of the crossbar tower pivots as well. So you're going to go to toe number 2, which is the center. Now, just like the other bolt, tighten it down with a torque tool. Now, before putting it on your roof, where do you put it on your roof? So for the front crossbar, we measure from the edge of the window, we go to the leading edge, that was 6 inches. And now that the front crossbar is installed, we then go from leading edge of the crossbar out. We want it at 32 inches. So in this general direction is where we put the rear crossbar. Double checking that those rubber pads are on, we're then going to place the tower onto the roof. So set the towers, make sure the tapered end is facing the back of the vehicle, and double check those measurements. To secure the tower in the position, open your car door, open the door of the tower, and get the bolts set up on the inside. Notice how you have this silver plate. Well, make sure that the hook is facing down, so this is flat up top, because you're just going to push your hook into the tower, and notice how it's already secured. This is the important part. Hold down your clamp while you tighten down the bolt, but don't tighten it down all the way because you need to go back and forth with the other side. I say go back and forth because you want to make sure that it's evenly tightened down. You're not pulling the whole system to one side before the other one is ready. So maybe 60% here, 75% there, back to 80, and then fully tighten down and torque. Click the tool twice like a gas cap, and then close the cap. If you have same key system lock cores, this is when you switch out your plastic cores with those metal lock cores. Otherwise, get your end cap, put them on your tower so they fit from below, then they flip up, and then they click into place. Even if you don't switch out the lock cores, it's still really sturdy. With everything in place, just give them a good shake, double check that everything is secure. It's a super secure fit on the roof. Now if you do have those keys, put that key on your key ring, put the tools in your vehicle or somewhere easily accessible. But that's it. You are done with the install and you're ready to go. So some personal thoughts, especially with the different brands that have roof racks for this vehicle, is this is going to be great if you like the Yakima name brand and you have other Yakima accessories and you're carrying around longer items. Because this gives you a solid, stable base with a further apart crossbar spread, I think it's really good for different situations, whether you're carrying around a long kayak or a roof box, you know this is gonna stand up. Now the downside to this is definitely that installation process. It can be very confusing. Hopefully my video helped guide you through that process, because once you understand the concepts, it is simple overall. Comparing it with some other brands, you do have the Rhino Rack brand, which is a little bit more affordable, That one works well except for the fact that you don't have as much crossbar space, and the clamps for that aren't as streamlined as the Yakima brand. The Inno brand has a really good and sleek look, and it has keys included, but it doesn't have the same usability with other Inno accessories that Yakima has for theirs. So pros and cons to every type of roof rack. Hopefully this helped you out.